20 minutes. So I'm gonna talk about this Mayweather thing. Now, before y'all get to saying this Terence Crawford thing, I got videos from years ago talking about, why I don't believe Floyd is that great of a fighter. And I'm gonna talk about. Oh, come here. Where you going? Come here. I'm gonna talk about overrated triple G2 in like 5 minutes or 5 seconds real quick. That's it, man. So let's get into it real quick. So I ain't about to be long. I'm sitting my black ass down. So, thing about Floyd is, but most people don't know shit about boxing. They just know most of these guys were even watching boxing in the Floyd era prime or early in the Floyd era to begin with. Okay, thing about Floyd is this: why give Crawford the edge? And Pacquiao wasn't a drug cheat. And I'm gonna just say this: while Max Kellerman feel that Pacquiao was greater pound for pound, it's because Pacquiao pretty much fought everybody. He fought the brothers, he fought the others, he fought the Mexicans. Even though there was caveats in there, and with Sugar Ray Leonard, there was a lot of little, caveats in there as well too. But for the most part, Floyd avoided athletic fighters. He avoided black fighters. And when he did fight them, if they had some juice in the tank left, there was an issue. Almost knocked out by Chop Chop. If you watch that Chop Chop Crowley fight, which is still on YouTube, his father was saying they should never put him back in the ring with another southpaw. He was called from jail saying that. If you watch the Jay Prince interview, Jay Prince said he had to convince Floyd Mayweather to fight Diego Corrales. He didn't want to fight Diego Corrales. Floyd Mayweather wasn't an ultra competitor. You know what I'm saying? Bud Crawford was an ultimate competitor. Is the ultimate competitor. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the fact of the matter it is. Mayweather, people talking about, and pretty boy, nah, that motherfucker didn't even want to fight Diego Corrales. He didn't fight Costa Azul. There's a lot of guys down there he didn't fight. Let's just keep it a bean. Let's just keep it a bean. He didn't fight the brothers. It's more prominent guys that he didn't fight than that he did fight. Whether you say it's Paul Williams, whether you say it's Antonio Margarito before the cheating, you could just keep going on and on. Whether it was guys who was the, secondary belt holder to him, Keith Thurman, Erislan Lara, didn't want to break bread with Adrian Broner, didn't fight Sean Porter, didn't fight Tim Bradley, despite trying to get him from signing the deal with Top Rank. He said he would fight him. He didn't fight him. Didn't fight Devin Alexander. Didn't fight Amir Khan. But he fought, Marcos Madonna, who Amir Khan beat. You know what I'm saying? We can keep going on. When he fought Zab, he was getting outclassed the first half of that fight. What most people don't know is Zab lost that. Zab was coming off a loss. Chop Chop was a solid fighter. Shiver Mitchell was old and over the hill. Andre Berto, come on, man. That wasn't prime Berto. That wasn't prime Berto. Even the Errol Spence I claim was over the hill that Terence Crawford fought. Floyd could have came back and made 3, 4, 500 million fighting that dude. And he didn't fight him. He didn't fight him. He didn't try to fight the Sergio Martinez's of the world. I mean, when he fought Canelo, he drained Canelo by 2 pounds. If I didn't say names and I was just able to describe the acts and y'all understood it, y'all would be thinking I would be describing who? Gervonta Tank Davis. Mayweather imprint is all on Tank. I don't think Tank came into the game as a pussy. Literally, I don't think he did. Now somebody got a fucking Christmas tree up already. God damn. That grinds my nerves. When people got Christmas trees up too early and people got Christmas lights and Christmas trees up too late. I hate that shit. Like, man, get your Chris Jingles ass the fuck up out of here. So this is what people, these so-called boxing YouTubers won't say. He didn't fight the brothers. He didn't fight them. Bud fought brothers. Bud fought the Cubans, which Mayweather ducked. Did he fight Joel Casamayor? I don't think he fought Joel Casamayor either. No, he didn't. Bud was fighting them niggas how they came, whether it was Hank Lundy, Derry John, Thomas Delorme with one loss. Whether it was, you know what I'm saying, Yorkis Gamboa, who people didn't want to fight at one point in time. At that point in time, it didn't matter. Remember, he was saying, me and Mikey can thump. And Mikey was like, oh, no, I'm good. Mikey said, I'm good. This one guy gets on my fucking nerves every day. Come on. You know? Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh. I done stepped. I'm about to beat this dog's ass. I done stepped in some water. Come on. Come on. You had me step in a whole mud hole, bro. Come on. Come on. Get on your job. I stepped in a whole pile of water, bro. I'm so fucking mad. I'm gonna give me a cat. I'm getting a fucking cat. Bro, come on, man. Walk like you got some sense. Come on. My bad, y'all. He acting like a fucking idiot. I done stepped in a whole puddle of mud water. No. Come on. Jesus Christ. You ain't gotta walk cats. I ain't have to walk a cat and clean that motherfucker, nothing. Wait till I give me a cat. Come on. Apparently, everybody wanna walk their dog at 8 o'clock today. But yeah, I was saying about Floyd, her ass. Bud was fighting. Bud for all them niggas. Anybody that wanted it, Bud fought him. And Mikey Garcia, Bud was trying to fight him too. And Mikey Garcia, he bitched out too. How you gonna be talking shit? And for pretty much part, Mikey, explained that him and Crawford sparred, and Crawford basically made him look like nothing. I'm paraphrasing, but that was his words. You know. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. People always saying, oh, he fought 20 world champ. Who were they? Who are the champions? They all was Spanish flat-footed motherfuckers, man. That's who they all was, flat-footed Mexicans. Every prominent black fighter you want to see him. And then even if you just talking about Pacquiao, he fought Pacquiao. He didn't even want to fight Pacquiao. Showtime had to force him to fight Pacquiao because his numbers was getting low. So even we dig into it and we started talking about we dig in and we started talking about like the guys that he did fight, like bruh, old ass Shane Mosley. And then he wasn't even when he was fighting these old niggas, he wasn't doing what Crawford was doing to him. Every welterweight opponent that Crawford fought, he stopped him. He stopped him. Like, what is up with everybody walking out so dark and late? I don't get it. Come on. Everybody out late tonight. Come on. He stopped him. Floyd was talking about, I tried to get the stops, my hands hurt. Come on, man. Line up who Floyd beat at welterweight. That Pacquiao was trash. The Sean Porter that Bud beat was better than Pacquiao. That's a fact. That's a fact. The Sean Porter, even the Earl Spence that he beat was better than that Pacquiao. The Marquez that he overweight, man, Sean Porter run through him. Mean Machine probably would have knocked Robert Guerrero the fuck out and beat Andre Berto. Andre Berto would have had a life and death with Jose Benavidez. Let's keep it real. Mayweather only looked as good and slick and fast because he was fighting them flat-footed ass Mexicans, Hispanics. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why. If he would have gotten that bitch with Bradley and motherfucking Alexander and you know what I'm saying, and he got in that bitch with Paul Williams and I'd have more respect for him. Literally, I would have more respect for him. Had he fought Erislandy Lara, remember when Canelo fought Austin Trout, and then after that, when Canelo won, he was gonna fight Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather was like, if Trout win, I ain't fighting no Austin Trout. I'm like, damn, bro, you scared of niggas that much? He like Frieza in boxing, cause y'all know the Saiyans really niggas. That's what that really is about. The Saiyans are really black people. They've been putting all these subjectives. These little, not subjective, but they've been putting all these little gems and cartoons for a while. You look at X-Men. That was about Malcolm X. No, come here. Always want to go somewhere you ain't supposed to go. Go that way. Jesus Christ, he getting on my nerves. No, come on. This way. I'm putting your ass in the cage. Dog, come on. Jesus Christ. But that's what all that shit was really about. Mayweather like Frieza. That nigga ain't trying to shoot no fade, for real. He ain't trying to give a nigga a shot. He ain't trying to shoot a fair one. Nothing with no nigga. He fought Berto over a bitch. That's what that shit was. He fought Berto over a bitch. And that's just what that was about. Cornball. Didn't even want to break bread with brothers in exhibitions. Could have made money with Adrian Broner. And part of that is he fine. He one of them type of niggas who fine as long as he sit next to Brad or Julio or Hector. But if he's sitting next to a nigga, that's a problem. All the times Canelo didn't really announce big fights, he really ain't never tried to show up Canelo. But when Tank announced something, he tried to show up Tank. When Crawford announced something, he tried to show up Terence Crawford. Let's keep it real. Yeah, he's like, yeah, he bet 50,000 on Terence Crawford. That nigga probably bet 100,000 on Canelo. Miles, come here, bro. He probably bet 100,000 on Canelo. Y'all niggas ain't thought about that. Nigga don't name me his best victory over a black fighter. I'll wait. Name me Floyd Mayweather's best victory over a black fighter. How can you say you the best and you never fought most people's opinion, black fighters are the best. Whether they come mostly black American foundation. He didn't fight the best in Africa. He didn't fight the best from Cuba. He didn't fight the best from America. Let's keep it real. Even though Roy Jones got washed James Toney, at least James Toney got in there and tussled with Roy Jones. Regardless how you feel about it. At least he got in there and tussled with Roy Jones. Mayweather cannot be the best because he didn't fight the best race in boxing, in my opinion, which is the brothers. The Cash Money Brothers. Am I my brother's keeper? He did not. Whatever you go look up and find out all the black fighters that was around his weight class, whether it was Vernon Forrest, whether it was Paul Williams, whether it was Prime Shane Mosley that didn't happen, whether it was Erislandy Lara, Keith Thurman, whether it was Sean Porter, Devin Alexander, Timothy Bradley. I mean, you can go on and on and on. He did not give those brothers an opportunity. Nate Campbell said the same thing. He did not give him no opportunity. He did not want to fight black fighters. So how can you be the best if you didn't fight the best? How can you be the best and you didn't fight the best? That's what I'm saying, bro. Go look at all the fighters he didn't fight that was brothers. And the one guy that y'all make his resume, he fought an old washed up Manny Pacquiao who had got knocked out by Marquez Cole. And then Tim Bradley easily outboxed Juan Marquez. So what are we talking about right after that? Why do you think Canelo feel like he ain't got to pass the torch to his people? Because Mayweather didn't pass the torch to his people. Mayweather didn't give his people an opportunity unless it was alternative agenda. Shane was old. Berto, it was over a bitch. Zab was coming off a loss. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Crawford, whether they was flat-footed, whether they was European upright, whether they had good footwork, slick, athletic, rugged like Sean Porter, whether they was a good, southpaw, strong brother southpaw like Errol Spence, which put them paws on Floyd and sparring, which made Floyd kick him out his gym. He ain't never kicked no Hispanic out his gym. Brother put them paws on him. Brother you got to go. You got to get up out my gym. Get up out my gym. Yeah. Come on. Let the Leonard Ellaby write his all-tell-all book. Too bad Floyd ain't gonna be able to read about it. Wait. Yeah, me and Floyd used to take bubble baths together like Mr. Satan and Majin Buu. That's good 903 boxing. Yeah. Bud fought on no matter what color, race, creed, style, whatever, wherever you was from. Mayweather didn't go overseas and win no belt. Shit, neither did Andre Ward. Roy got PSTDG, FYG because of the Olympics. Remember Adrian Broner could have had that Ricky Burns fight before Terence Crawford. He said, we ain't going over there. So you got to give Crawford and Errol Spence credit for going abroad to win their belts. Errol Spence could have easily had that fight in the United States with Kell Brook. And Kell Brook could have easily dropped that belt. He could have easily dropped that belt. They were doing things that them old niggas wasn't doing. James Toney never went over there, I don't believe. I could be wrong on that. Them old niggas wasn't going overseas. Them niggas wasn't going overseas. Crawford beat every style. He beat 2 gold medalists. Damn, did the power just go on and off? Hell yeah, that bitch just flickered like a motherfucker. It's crazy. I'm all outside and shit. But let's keep it real. Crawford beat the brothers. He beat that nigga. What was there? John Haitian. He beat Eastern Europeans, regular Europeans, went overseas and beat a white European. Was Scottish. What is Ricky Burns? And Ward and them niggas wasn't going nowhere. Let's call it what it is. Them whole ass old niggas wasn't going nowhere. That's why James Toney fight Eubank and Nigel Benn. Them niggas weren't going over there. And they, for the most part, you had to drag them to America, kicking and screaming to come over here. He said he dug Kell Brook too. I don't know about that one, but you could be right. Yeah, so when you talking about how can you be the best and you didn't fight the best? Tell you, Sugar Ray Leonard will pack Floyd the fuck up. That's why he didn't want to fight Amir Khan, truth be told. Floyd can't deal with the athleticism, man. I keep telling y'all that. Floyd can't deal with athleticism like that. All that slick and Philly shit, yeah, that shit worked, man. Just imagine Zab Judah was able to sustain his speed or, sustain his speed or his conditioning. Man, nigga would have lost. He got dropped. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Like Muhammad Ali, why he's so great? He was great versus everybody. And we never seen the best version of him. Whether it was Joe Frazier, George Foreman, even though he robbed the fuck out of Ken Norton. I mean, it didn't matter. Come here. He fought the brothers. Sugar Ray Leonard, hey, you had to drag him kicking and screaming to fight the brothers, but he fought the brothers. And I seen Roy Jones do that insert about Marvin Hagler. I've been telling y'all that for years. Come over here and learn a little bit. Marvin Hagler, I think in his 4th or 45th fight, I could be wrong, 43rd, somewhere in there, he had his first title shot and had to go overseas to get it. They robbed him. To fight the guy again. He won the title. You know what they did? He didn't get to celebrate when win the title. Go watch the documentaries and shit about Marvin Hagler. He didn't get to celebrate the title. They threw trash. They threw he won the title, and I think he stopped it this time. They threw trash. They threw drinks, soda at him. I believe he was in the UK when this happened. They threw soda at him. They threw trash at him. He didn't get the chance. The new no, they ran Marvin Hagler up out of there. So he never got to enjoy what it really like to hear in the new. He got fucking robbed after 43rd, 4 fights. 2 or 3 fights later, he got the rematch the guy again. I believe he stopped him. And they booed him. Popcorn, soda, trash bags, all types of shit. Marvin Hagler got it off the muscle, nigga. And unfortunately, his career ended by most people feel like he got robbed by Sugar Ray Leonard. Now you can see how much of, if you think Floyd was a bitch ass nigga, oh man, Sugar Ray Leonard, and I love him, was a bitch ass hoe ass nigga. Go look up how he got sued by Donald Curry. He finessed the game, bro. He did some hoe nigga shit for real. He was a real hoe ass nigga. How he did my favorite fighter, Aaron Pryor. How he did Hagler, trolled him and shit. Yeah, he was a hoe ass nigga. No doubt about it. Winky fought in France, I think, and the dude he fought was on that shit. Sugar did Curry. And Curry got compensated. He did Pryor wrong, too. Pryor should have smacked that motherfucker right in his mouth. Bitch, we gonna fight right here. But, fun fact, Aaron Pryor used to train Adrian Broner for a minute. Probably see why he stopped training him. But, that's the fact. You can't be the best and you ain't fight the best brothers of your era. Am I wrong? If we believe black fighters are the best, and he didn't fight the brothers, how can he be considered the best? Somebody answer me that. You know, Michael Nunn was another one. Michael Nunn had about 30-some fights. 33, 34 when he won the title. And by the time he won the title, because winning titles meant something back then, when he won that title, he was considered pound for pound, right around that time, the #1 fighter in the world. When he fought James Toney, he was pound for pound #1. This is before he went to jail. Obviously, before he went to jail. All that. James Toney pulled a motherfucking rabbit out his ass and knocked him out, I believe, in the 12th round. He was killing James Toney. You know, James Toney pulled one out his ass in Iowa. It was in Michael Nunn's backyard. I'm telling y'all, man, go learn the history about boxing. Watch these documentaries. Watch these fights. You will see what boxing is supposed to look like. Like the white guys had 38 fights before they happened. And it wasn't man, journeymen back in the day. They can fight. You know, most of the journeymen they was fighting back then, man. You know, when guys won titles like Wilfredo Benitez, he won a title, bro. Wilfredo Benitez won a real fucking title. Believe it or not, he won a real title at 17. He still was in high school when he won the 140-pound title. That man still was in high school. That's a fact. That man still was in high school when he won the title. He won the title in front of his classmates. His high school. Wilfredo Benitez won the title in front of. I bullshit you not. And the guy that he won the title from had 11 or 12. He was the lineal champion at 140. He had 11 or 12 title defenses. He was a real champion. He was the youngest world champion ever, Wilfredo Benitez. 17 years old, you win the title in front of your high school classmates against a real champion. Sugar didn't look good against, and then, you know, apparently it was, you know, I wasn't gonna mention this, but apparently, you know, didn't they have to like trap him in a hotel room so he wouldn't escape to go get high before that fight? Yeah, they had to like block the windows, block the balcony. I'm telling you, man, boxing a cold piece, man. When you learn the history of boxing, you ain't gonna want to watch this shit today, bro. You're gonna just want to watch the history of boxing. They had to close the doors, bro. I think I'm bullshitting. They had to have a night watch for him. I think the night before the Sugar Ray Leonard fight, they had the guy watch the balcony. They had to have a guy watch the front door. Anywhere there was an exit in the hotel room, they had to have him watch the door. So for the fact of the matter, shout out to Kobe, that he was a crackhead and made Sugar Ray Leonard look bad, that should let you know something. I'm telling you, man, when you learn about boxing, like, you'll be surprised how many of your favorite fighters would fail a vital drug test due to cocaine or heroin, crack. Some of these niggas was winning titles and they was crackheads, bro. I ain't saying no names. You know, it's a fighter, I say this. It's a fighter who he fucked his whole career up the whole fight week this year. A guy that passed the torch to him, he was a straight crackhead. He ain't no longer with us, but I ain't saying his name. I got a lot of respect for that brother. But he was a certified crackhead. He was a certified fucking crackhead. And I can't tell the way them niggas was talking, their teeth was out and shit. So you gotta understand, it was an era back then. Them niggas was coked up on crap. Man, some of them niggas probably wouldn't have been champions if they was on drugs, if they had a real drug testing. Motherfuckers was on crack, weed, heroin. They call it dog food. Not, man, it was a crazy era, bro. They 30 fights meant something. They 40, 50 fights meant something. Mike Tyson, man, I remember Mike Tyson was knocking a new nigga out he was fighting every week. Every other week he was knocking somebody else out. Without that repetition you get, bro, even if they fought every other week now, every other month, whatever, now the young fighters, the repetition you get, that's what gets you better. Regardless of who it's with, you just able to rep. You able to rep it. You know, and they ain't able to rep it no more because they don't play enough games. But let me talk about Triple G to end this shit off. So apparently now people asking about Bud and Triple G. And look here, we in that debate right now. You know, one washed Canelo. No matter what y'all say, it was not a close fight. One washed Canelo, one lost to Canelo 3 times. That's it. You know, Canelo, Terence Crawford, out of his 10 wins, out of 20, I'd just say 10 to be safe. Out of 10 wins, his 10th worst win is better than Triple G's best win. Let me say that again. His 10th best win is better than Triple G number 1 win. Triple G best win was against Danny Jacobs, in which most people thought he lost that fight. If Danny Jacobs didn't try to switch from lefty to righty, from orthodox to southpaw, he wouldn't even have got dropped. And maybe that would have changed the complexion of the fight. I don't have the cards here, or the scoring cards. You know, basically, Crawford's 15th fight is better than his second best win, which was versus Derevchenko, which we all know he lost that fight. So then when you start talking about Derevchenko and he passed that, Daniel Gill was trash. Curtis Stevens wasn't even ranked. He was the guy that was squeezing down from 68 to 60. After he got punked by Jesse Brinkley, he went on a hiatus. Gabriel Rosado, I mean, come on, man. Gregory Proska, Adama. These niggas fight Ashita, who knocked out James Kirkland. He was fighting absolutely fucking vagabonds. The only guy he beat and took a belt from was David Lemieux. Abel Sanchez will tell you that, guess what? They did a great job handling Triple G. Moving him. Triple G, they gave him title defenses based on holding a regular title. Y'all know him and Kelly Pavlik is the same age, bro. He was in Germany the same time Arthur Abraham. Anybody remember Arthur Abraham? He was killing shit at 160. Like, most people got hit to him at 168, but that wasn't the best Arthur Abraham. Arthur Abraham's best weight was 160. Anything he touched at 60 was crumbling. Him and Triple G was fighting in Germany same time. Triple G didn't look his way. Triple G didn't even fight Felix Sturm. Only when Sergio Martinez started limping, he came to America and wanted to fight. When Sergio Martinez was around here painting them fucking ring red with Kelly Pavlik fucking facial tissue, you hear nothing from Triple G. But when he fought Chavez in that 12th round, when Sergio Martinez lost his prime, because Chavez came in as a fucking heavyweight, all of a sudden, big drama show. Overrated. Gamboa win better than Triple G. Yeah, but I mean, shit. Kavalaskis win better than anything Triple G ever done. Triple G, Triple G was his resume. I liked his jab and his skill set, but he never wanted to test himself. Remember, Triple G was gonna go up to 68 for Froch, but not for Ward, and Ward need to come down and say, "Oh yeah, Carl Froch is gonna beat his ass too." Didn't fight Kessler. None of them dudes. None of them dudes. Man, I got video. Look at Tua bitch ass. I got videos creaming Triple G. Oh, Dimitri Pirog, yeah, he had that back injury. And Pirog was a yellow nigga. He was a pale nigga. We all know that. Pirog was nice. You know, he had that back injury. I remember Dimitri Pirog. I remember, man, all that shit back then. I was into that. Abraham, Pirog, Pavlik, Old Taylor. Hey, Pavlik and Taylor won, man. That was some classic shit. I remember they robbed Corey Spinks versus Jermaine. I couldn't stand Jermaine Taylor. I was a huge Hopkins fans back then. I couldn't stand that nigga, man. Winky Wright and Hopkins. I thought Winky Wright got Bernard Hopkins too. Lacey, Kessler, Calzaghe. Froch and Pascal was another good one. Pascal and take that task. Bernard, Chad Dawson, Thomas Adamick, Chad Dawson, Glenn, what's the brother's name? What was the brother's name, man? Oh, I'm forgetting the guy's name. Y'all know down there from South Florida, Jamaican brother. Prior gave Jacobs his first. Yeah, he stretched Jacobs. I think Jacobs had cancer though. I think right after that he found out he had cancer. I remember that. Right after that he found out he had cancer. No, it wasn't Glenn Robinson. What are you talking about? The Hooper. The Mexican. Not the Mexican, the Jamaican. You know, he knocked out Roy Jones. Was it Glenn Johnson? Yeah, it's Glenn Johnson. Yeah, man, you know, Chad packed him up. He packed all them old niggas up. Remember Thomas Adamick went to heavyweight? I swear for God that I would have bet the whole house that Thomas Adamick was gonna beat that Chris Arreola was gonna stop Thomas Adamick. I got an addiction to picking the bigger fighters. Cause ain't no way Chris Arreola bitch ass should have. I swear I don't like Chris Arreola now. Hoe ass nigga. Ain't no way Chris Arreola should have lost to little ass Thomas. Man, Thomas Adamick. Man, anybody seen that fight? Thomas Adamick got packed up by Chad Dawson packed all them niggas up, especially when Floyd Daddy was training them. And Thomas Adamick went up to heavyweight and he had to beat Chris Arreola. Chris Arreola, he had to fight Chris Arreola to give Vladimir Klitschko. I swear to God, I was like, man, Arreola about that. I was an Arreola fan. I said, Arreola about to pack this fucking, where was he from? His Adamick from, where Konaki from? Man, he from where that nigga from, I think. Adam Konaki. I think it was Polish. I think he about to pack Arreola bitch ass up. Boy, oh boy. Man, he split Arreola fucking nose right down the middle. Man, I'll never forget that. It's a couple fights on HBO, dog. I'll never forget. That's one I could have choked. I could have choked Arreola through the TV screen. I wanted to shoot the fade with Chris Arreola, bro. I swear to God, ain't no way he should have lost that fight. Oh, Thomas Adamick, man, he pieced Arreola up. That motherfucker was leaking. Then he got in there. Was it with Vitaly or Vladimir? I can't remember which one. Man, I think it was Vladimir. Man, beat the shit out of that nigga, man. He beat Thomas Adamick he beat him like he was a runaway Polish slave. He was just so much bigger than everybody else, man. And another guy I was thinking about lately, man, since we bringing up Ricky Burns and shit. Hey, y'all remember that dude from the Caribbeans that fought Ricky Burns? I think he was from the Bahamas. It was a little bit before he fought Crawford. He was beating the fuck out of Ricky Burns. He was killing Ricky Burns. And then all of a sudden, like, they stopped the fight or something. I think he took a dive, allegedly, or they stopped the fight. Anybody remember that fight? That brother's name that fought Ricky Burns? He was from, like, the Bahamas or something. That nigga was killing Ricky Burns, and all of a sudden, like, something happened in the fight, and they stopped the fight. Yeah, I feel like they was fixing fights for Ricky Burns, bro. I don't know if anybody remember that fight, but it was a brother like he was from the Caribbean. I want to say he was from the Bahamas. He was killing Ricky Burns, and all of a sudden, like he hurt his arm or something. Man, they was running some fishy business over there, dog. Kovalev before the war fight was light years above Triple G. Well, the reason why people was putting Triple G above him because it was a rumor I think got out there. I think Abel Sanchez might have put it out there that Triple G dropped Kovalev with a body shot in sparring. You know, that was the rumor, but also it was rumors that teenage David Benavidez used to be beating Triple G like a slave in the gym. It's proof of that though. It's proof of that. That's why people put Triple G over Kovalev because with that sparring because he dropped him with a body shot, which we seen what Andre Ward did. But it's this video of fucking Benavidez as a teenager beating on fucking Triple G like a runaway causative slave. This video of that. Like back in, like I'm telling you, man, boxing really got trash about 12. Oh, 12 it started to take it. Man, I'm telling you, man, 2000s all the way 9, 10, 11. Man, you got some crack, man. Friday night fights used to be a spectacle, bro. And now we got Demetrius Andrade calling out Bud, man. Oh my God. You know one thing I say, I never really heard him speak bad about Bud. But where the fuck Gary Russell at? All that shit he told Canelo gonna stop him, and where Gary Russell at? Where little Gary Russell Jr. at? He ain't got nothing to say. Had Bud lost, he'd have been first. Man, you still want to fight Bud? I pay for that. I pay for that. I pay for that one. I pay for Gary Russell and Bud to fight. Yeah, put that on the Tank and Jake Paul undercard. I pay for that. That'd be a good one. So Gary said Bud better be in 15 round shape for Canelo. That nigga was in 30 round shape. I ain't gonna lie, you ain't lying. He beat Areola ass. He stopped, man, beat the fuck out of that nigga. I never forget that fight. The Jeff Lacey Joe Kawasaki fight. I want to say that was on Showtime. I never forget watching what's that Mexican Ray Vargas. He used to stink it up on HBO, boy. He got way more exciting than what he is. I remember when Berto got pieced up by Ortiz. Didn't Berto rob somebody? Was it like Junior Witter? No, what the fuck did Berto rob? I want to say it was the bald-headed nigga that just retired on Top Rank. What was his name? Luis Collazo? I want to say Berto robbed Collazo. I can't remember. But I think he robbed Collazo. Oh, it's cutting out? Oh, my bad. My finger over it. My bad. I thought I was using my earpiece. I keep using this microphone. I don't know why I keep doing that. Boxing needs to do more tournaments like the Super. Niggas just need to fight. Do what HBO used to do, man. Put some matchmaking stand. And then I'm going to leave y'all on this. Oscar De La Hoya was hating on the undercard. I like the undercard. I like, man, Mambili and Lester Martinez. Mambili and Lester Martinez. That was good enough for me. You don't get that action in most main events. Every once in a while, that should have been the co-main event. Other than that, Vargas and Callum Wells don't define the undercard. I thought the undercard was good. There was some good prelim fights on too. So what the fuck Oscar talking about? Mambili, and then I heard G Funky. Shout out to G Funky, bro. Shout out to my Mexican brother G Funky. He was saying that they need a fight or two between them fighting again. Man, don't get their ass back in the ring. Give them some time. Come back in January, February. I want to see that again. They made for each other. Or put them in positions to get belts and then they can fight each other when blood dry. I'm cool with that. But Lester Martinez, I thought won the fight. I didn't score it. It looked like he won the fight. But I will say, he should have been thrown to the body a little bit more. I like Mambili. Mambili, strong African motherfucker, man. And I like both of them. I had never seen Lester Martinez. I like both of them. Maybe G Funky, right? Maybe they should both go get titles and then, you know what I'm saying? Then come back. But I like both of them. They became one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, I used to get shit like that on HBO all the time. Or somebody falling out the ring. Or you get some good fights back in the day. Really, Paul Williams was like Mr. HBO around that bitch, man. Him and Cotto. They was Mr. HBO around that bitch. Paul Williams, Cotto, Martinez, Pavlik, Taylor. Yeah, HBO had a man nice little rotation. Birdo, that motherfucker was on there all the time. Pacquiao. Remember Claudio and Cotto. Yeah, Lester close fight strong. Lester used the jab. And Beasley, man, woo, we need more Africans, man. Man, them motherfuckers be bringing the heat. Let me get out of here and watch this weak ass game. I done stepped in some mud. Lester made a name for himself. Yeah, man, Beasley been that nigga. Man, Beasley been the wild ass nigga. Shit, that ain't nothing new. We need niggas like Beasley in the game. You know, we ain't really seen a dude like Beasley since Ivan Barashnik. Him and Zepeda had a good fight. Yeah, Carmen Cintron, Carlos Quick. What was it? Carlos' name? Carlos Quintana. Yeah, Quintana. Yeah. Carlos Quintana. And Carlos Quintana didn't. He beat up Paul Williams. I think he outboxed up Paul Williams. I think he did. Didn't he quit in the second fight or something like that? Yeah, Carmen Cintron. That nigga fell out the ring. I remember that. That nigga jumped out the ring versus Paul Williams. They never rematched. I was so mad. And Bernard, my shoulder, that was on paper. My homie mama bought that shit. I told her not to. That shit, it was some crazy shit happening on HBO, boy. It was, man, when HBO showed a 3-fight card, man, it was good. I ain't gonna lie. When they showed a 3-fight card, it was good. You know, unless you seen Ray Vargas on that bitch. Every now and again. AB was on there versus Daniel Ponce de Leon. Yeah, AB cut his teeth on that motherfucker, bro. Cut his teeth on HBO. Andre Berto cut his teeth on HBO. Yeah. I remember Lara robbed the fuck out of Carlos Molina. Yeah, I remember he robbed the shit out of Carlos Molina. Oh, that wasn't it on HBO too? Oh, and Fredo and Gulu versus Kirkland. Oh, Kirkland used to be Mr. too. Kirkland and Gulo. Kirkland, Glenn Tapia. Gabriel Zotto used to be on that shit a lot too. David used to be on that bitch killing shit. HBO had a roster. You had to be somebody to get on HBO, especially as the main event, man. You had to be somebody. They don't care if you was international, national, HBO, man. HBO, they matchmakers weren't playing. I think when Lou DiBella was running it, they wasn't playing no bullshit. Let me get out of here, man. Miles bothering me and shit, man. I don't want to show the game. It's fucking puppy pads and shit. Sometimes I don't be coming home until late, so that's where that nigga like the shit at. I remember when Amir Khan made his debut versus Paulie, his American debut. Remember Lara versus Nguli? That was a good fight. This nigga Lara had you gotta kill Lara for that nigga to throw some heat. Nigga Swole and Ngulu eye up. They thought he had manipulated the thumb on his glove. Remember that shit? But yeah, let me get out of here. It was good times on HBO, man. Maybe we do a throwback stream of HBO and shit, man. But I appreciate y'all. Peace.